The main reason why we, as all the organizations that came together, decided to have this event today is because we saw that there isn't enough youth engagement in civic matters. And we want the youth to take up space, to use their power, and to realize that the youth of South Africa has power. It is our future, and it is up to us to decide how we want that future to look. We're here to show the youth who their possible leaders are. We're here to show the youth who to hold accountable and what they should hold them accountable on.
A lot of students aren't aware of the different structures that exist, not only like political parties, but there are substructures and even independent structures that assist in informing them on how to vote, where to vote, and they educate themselves, as well as on the policies that help us as a country. So today's Civic Day was just to focus on more on the policies and what is actually the purpose of voting.
It's really important for South African youth to have an opportunity to actually engage with their politicians. There is not a lot of accountability in South African politics, and right before elections, politicians tend to listen a lot more than at other times. So I think it's really important for the youth to be able to really ask politicians, why should we vote for you? What is the reason you can give me that I should show up on election day?
Right now, the politics in South Africa is garnered by older people. You don't see a representation of yourself, so you don't see the need to actually get involved, because no matter how much you get involved, you feel like you're just a voice that's going to be muted. A lot of us still have fresh ideas. We do not lack the imagination that's lacking in the South African politics. We actually can imagine a future that actually makes sense, because we want a future that is prosperous for all of us, especially as a youth.
Today we're at UCT as IEC Western Cape to do balloting education. So to be specific, because we know that most students from UCT are coming from other provinces, which means they will need to apply for something called Section 24A. And that Section 24A will allow them to change their voting station. If, for example, they are from Limpopo, they will choose the residence that they stay in here. And the system will automatically allocate them the closest voting station to them.
I saw that there were certain political parties here, and there are questions that I have that are incredibly important to me. I care about sort of some international issues like what's going on in the Congo, what's going on in Palestine, and so when I saw that there were some parties here, I thought it was important to come and question that and to voice my concerns, not only as a student, but as an active participant in my community and in South Africa.
So I think it's very important for students to be able to engage on this. Actually, also for us to encourage students to engage in this. Because all these things of elections and politics and who governs and everything determines our future. So a student must run away from this thing of feeling like it doesn't matter. So it's going to determine how things must go. It's going to determine your future. So we encourage students to say, no, now come and determine the direction which politics must take.
This is aimed at young people, right? So they should have open minds. I mean, we should all have open minds, but maybe the older you get, the harder it is to change your mind. But yeah, there needs to be open debates, and young people should be open to changing their minds. And I think this is a great place for them to get information that's going to help them to make good decisions.
My message to the youth or the students today is, don't look too far when you look at the youth whose voices have made the change. We don't need to look at 76, we just need to look to see how much the youth's voice and how much the youth reinforcing their stance on matters actually changes things. You have the power.